Let's dive right in. A dangerous heat wave is about to roll over New York, right as July 4th celebrations, World Cup crowds, and even a rumored celebrity wedding could pack the city. We're talking triple digits and serious strain on services.
If you've got outdoor plans, build in shade and water now. We'll hit what the city's doing and what to watch for, so you can stay safe out there. Hey, I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in New York, New York. First up, NYC heat wave to hit amidst July 4th celebrations and major events. Starting in late June, a high-pressure ridge is setting up over the eastern U.S. That's basically a big dome of hot sinking air that traps heat at the surface. Forecasts show city temperatures could push past 100 degrees, with heat indices feeling even hotter. All this lines up with the July 4th fireworks, regional World Cup matches likely to pull huge crowds into and around the city. And yes, the persistent rumor mill about a Taylor Swift wedding. The city says it will open cooling centers if temperatures reach at least 95 degrees for 2 straight days. Those are air-conditioned public spaces in libraries, senior centers, and community buildings where anyone can cool down. Public pools are open for the season, and the city's posting heat safety tips online. Big picture, climate change is driving more frequent and more intense heat waves, and when you combine extreme heat with major public gatherings, that can strain transit, hospitals, and the power grid.
I'm thinking about subways, street festivals, and medical calls all at once. That's a lot of pressure on crews and infrastructure. A quick checklist. Drink water even if you're not thirsty. Take breaks in shade or AC, wear light clothing, and check on neighbors who might be heat sensitive, like older adults or people with chronic conditions. Watch for heat illness, dizziness, headache, nausea, or cramps, and if someone seems confused or stops sweating in the heat, that's an emergency. Cooling centers are clutch. Those city spaces open to the public for AC relief can make the difference on a day like this. Not gonna lie, I hope event organizers are adding extra water stations and misting areas. With that kind of crowd, you need redundancy, which just means backup plans on top of backup plans. Speaking of safety in public spaces, next up, manhunt underway for suspect in Bronx Park assault of teen. The NYPD, that's the New York City Police Department, is searching for a man accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in Van Cortlandt Park in June. Police say the suspect first approached her on the BX9 bus, and they've released surveillance images. Crime Stoppers, the anonymous tip program that takes information for police investigations, is taking tips online and by phone. If you saw anything, even a small detail like clothing or direction of travel, it matters. This is a heavy story, and it raises obvious safety concerns on buses and in parks.
This is infuriating and heartbreaking. If you recognize the person in those images or were near Van Cortlandt Park that night, please reach out to Crime Stoppers. Even a partial plate or a timeline clue can help. Community vigilance just means keeping your eyes open and passing info along so detectives can move fast. And for anyone riding late or walking in the park, travel with a friend when you can and trust your gut. If something feels off, get to a bus driver, an MTA employee, or call for help. Switching gears. Justice served, squatters, sentenced for murder of Kips Bay mother. Judges handed down 20 years to life to Kensley Alston and Hallie Tejada for the March 2024 killing of Nadia Vitels in her Kips Bay apartment. Police and prosecutors said they entered her home, killed her when she returned, then used her credit cards and took her car. They were arrested later in York, Pennsylvania. They pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, which in New York generally means an intentional killing without premeditation. The sentencing this June closes a 2-year case and hopefully offers some measure of closure to her family.
It's hard to even say that out loud. Accountability matters. This doesn't undo the loss, but the sentence recognizes the gravity of what happened. For folks following the system piece, this is the part where the process, investigation, plea, and sentencing does what it's designed to do, even if it takes time. And for neighbors in buildings dealing with trespass or vacant units, it's a reminder to report issues quickly. Early intervention can sometimes prevent a situation from spiraling. Next up, NYC foster care prevention programs face massive funding cuts. The proposal on the table would cut $2.7 million from prevention services, which are programs that help families stay together with supports, like counseling, parenting coaching, and help after emergencies. Community groups are warning hundreds of families in Brooklyn and Queens could lose access. We're also talking about losing 360 family slots and 49 staff positions, plus the risk of losing matching state dollars. ACS, that's the Administration for Children's Services, says the cuts are based on service usage data. The fiscal year ends in June, so the clock is ticking. One mother, Felicia Evans, credited the nonprofit CAMBA for keeping her and her son together after a house fire earlier this year. That's exactly the kind of crisis these programs are built for. Garrett, why cut prevention when it can lower foster placements and long-term costs for the city?
From what the city's saying, this is part of a broader cost-saving push to streamline operations. I get the budget pressure. But cutting prevention is one of those moves that can backfire. Foster care placements are expensive, and the human cost is huge. If ACS usage data shows undersubscription in some pockets, maybe rebalance or retarget instead of cut. Shift capacity to neighborhoods where demand is spiking. I'd love to see the city run a quick audit with the providers and restore funds where impact is proven, then report results publicly. That's a fast, data-driven way to keep families stable and save money long-term. Last up, NYC pool openings delayed by decades-old NYPD requirement. There's a policy from the late 80s and 90s, put in place after violence at some pools back then, that says a pool can't open until NYPD officers are on site. The Parks Department reported 214 delays last summer, tied to officers arriving late. The NYPD disputes that number, and to be fair, mechanical issues also cause some slow openings. But the effect is real. When it's blazing hot, losing an hour or two of swim time matters, especially for families who rely on pools to cool off.
I get the safety piece. No one wants incidents at pools. But can we balance it better? Maybe tighter arrival windows, backup coverage if an officer gets redirected, or extra on-site security so openings aren't stalled. Even small coordination fixes could reduce those delays. While we're in this heatwave mode, check the parks alerts before you go. That's the fastest way to see if your pool is open on time. And keep water handy in line, especially for kids and older adults. Stay cool, stay safe, and look out for each other.
That's all she wrote for now. From New York, this is Leah and Garrett with Laid Back Local. Stay cool, stay informed, and catch us tomorrow.